Our customers and associates are regularly victimized by car break-ins, property damage, theft, and armed robberies.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the only In-N-Out Burger location in Oakland, California, closing due to rampant crime and violence. We're talking about vehicle break-ins, armed robberies, all the above and more. Now, this was a very popular location. It's right there by the Oakland airport, so people would come to Oakland and make that be a stop on the way to wherever they're going in the area. Now, I don't know where you're going in Oakland. Are you going to a local crack house? Are you going to just take films of the trash on the ground? I don't know where you're going in Oakland. Maybe you're going somewhere else that's not Oakland. Hopefully you are. But it was a very popular location, but it has now closed, or it will close, because of all the crime and violence. Now, let's get into a couple of clips. We're going to show what's happening right there at this location, all the police visits and local resident testimony. We're also going to get into video of how bad Oakland has become. A lot of you guys that may live in the area may not realize how bad it is until you see it from the outside, until you get the outside perspective. And if you want to see both clips in full, link as always will be in the box. If you're in IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Now to Oakland, where concerns about crime at their only In-N-Out right by the airport has caused the company to decide to close the location for good. In-N-Out is just the latest in a long line of businesses that have shut down in the last year, citing crime as a driving factor. Customers and workers we spoke to today tell our Dahlin they are angry about the closure, but not surprised.
The drive-through line at this Oakland In-N-Out is always very long. The company made it very clear this is a very busy and profitable location. They say the issue is crime and safety.
You know what? One thing about crime and safety at a restaurant like this is if it's recurrent, it's always going on, there might be some liability for In-N-Out, maybe. Now, you're going to see a bunch of signs everywhere. That could be an attempt to reduce the liability, but still, if the employees are not feeling safe, they're getting robbed, gunpoint, customers, everything else, it creates a problem for liability and just safety of everyone involved.
Dozens of cars inching along the drive-through line and plenty more people inside the dining room, including loyal customer Jan Bundy.
First time I tasted one of their burgers, I was like, oh my God.
The lifelong East Oakland resident comes at least twice a week. He's well aware of the car break-ins in the parking lot. There are warning signs in front of In-N-Out and throughout the lot. He witnessed thieves breaking into a car next to him.
Now, one thing about it, I've never in my life parked in front of a restaurant like a fast food joint and had someone try to break in my vehicle or even rummage through it. Where I live, I could leave my car on and go inside of a restaurant and pick up my food. Now, will I do it? Probably not, but I can. I'm not worried about thieves putting a gun to my head and saying, hey, get the car keys up, we're still in your car, or rummaging through my property. That's not really a concern I have. But in Oakland, that's a very real concern, which is why you have so many. Look at this. Do you see this sign right here? You got like a little cartoon guy. Do not leave valuables in your car. Prevent car break-ins. There's those signs everywhere because they're trying to reduce the liability. But let's keep on going here.
Are next to him.
They have, weapons. So you don't want to run up and be no hero.
Nah.
Less than 2 months ago, it happened to his truck when he ate inside.
They was trying to steal my vehicle, but I had a kill switch on it they didn't know about. So they couldn't get the vehicle, but they took all my belongings out.
The damage cost him about $500. Now his partner stays in the truck while he orders inside. That's why he's not surprised In-N-Out is shutting down the Oakland location.
It's really a sad moment.
Definitely frustrated, because if it's not In-N-Out, it's going to be something else tomorrow.
These are people's jobs, and it's essential to have jobs so we can spend money, in the community.
The San Francisco Chronicle reports since 2019, police have recorded over 1,300 incidents in and around the fast food restaurant, more than any other location in Oakland. Most of the reported incidents were car break-ins targeting visitors coming through Oakland Airport. Employees tell me they've seen armed robberies of customers as well.
It's terrifying because, it also puts us in danger.
This In-N-Out worker says thieves stay away when officers patrol the lot, but they're only here for a few hours a day.
They just look around all the time, and then they see PD leaves for a second, and then that's when they take the chance.
That's when they strike. And then the thing about it is, are the people who are doing these crimes, are the criminals actually punished? That's the question I want to ask. Are the criminals punished? Because they organize things in a certain way and they target certain places because they know they can get a lot of valuables, a lot of money. We got big tech and all that coming around. So a lot of these people, a lot of the tourists or whatever, people that come to Oakland may be tech people, don't know what's going on, thinking it's okay. We're in California, we're in USA, and then they get robbed immediately for a lot of times, a lot of valuables, cell phones, all that kind of stuff. They rob them
For a second, and then that's when they take the chance.
In-N-Out released a statement that reads in part, despite taking repeated steps to create safer conditions, our customers and associates are regularly victimized by car break-ins, property damage, thefts, and armed robberies. We cannot ask them to visit or work in an unsafe environment.
We are in a state of emergency. We are in the state of emergency. Should it have to take a declaration to deliver when we're living this? My district has been in crisis.
Councilwoman Treva Reed represents the area. She's been calling on the city council and Mayor Sheng Tao to provide more police resources, but says she has gotten very little support.
The Oakland Airport, the Hagenberger 98th area corridor is a gateway into the East Bay, and we have got to invest more and have dedicated regional, statewide collaboration on how we are going to support and strengthen that corridor.
Starbucks.
Now, I hope that she is a proponent of funding the police and not defunding the police. She said, or they said that she said that she wants more police resources to be given to a particular area. Okay, more patrols and whatnot, but also let's get the criminals punished appropriately and not just slaps on the wrist at best. Starbucks, you know, if a Starbucks in California closes, it's really bad. Hey, it's really bad. You got all the tech bros and they closing the Starbucks. That's crazy.
And strengthen that corridor.
Starbucks in the same lot shut down late last year. Raising Cane's is doing drive-through only to prevent car break-ins. In-N-Out says its last day will be on March 24th.
This is the worst it has ever been.
The company says the workers here will be given the option to transfer to other nearby.
So that's what's happening. They're going to transfer the workers and close down that whole little area. So Oakland, what's really going on? And you know what? I have another clip right here. This is from Nick Johnson. Shout out to Nick Johnson, really good YouTuber. He does videos where he travels all across the country and he shows what's happening. Like he does a lot of documentation and showing, okay, this is what's happening in this place. This is what's happening in that place. We got crime, we got violence, we got nice, we got beautiful, ugly, whatever. He shows it all. Now, this is his reaction to Oakland. And again, he is basically a travel vlogger, I would guess you would say. So he goes everywhere. And he's saying this is the worst he's seen.
Bad places I've been to in the United States. I don't know if I've ever been to a city that's as vastly run down, abandoned, and out of control as Oakland, California. It's a very ugly, rough, littered, dangerous place where the laws aren't enforced and the crime is staggering. I drove around Oakland for an entire day in late October of 2021 to see what it was like these days, and I don't recall seeing any part of the city that was welcoming, safe, or clean.
Now, this is the exact same thing that Keith Lee, the food vlogger from TikTok, same thing he said. He said it's not a place for tourists. It's not inviting. It's not welcoming. People are just basically struggling, living hand to mouth, trying to make it. They're focused on survival. It's dangerous. And you got homelessness. You got drug use everywhere. Crimes aren't really crimes. There's no law enforcement that can really enforce the law. It's just not a place to be. And as a result, you have places closing. You got the In-N-Out Burger, Starbucks, et cetera, so on and so forth. And as I close, I want to say this. What one of the young people said in the clip was, hey, we got to have these places because they provide jobs for the community and we need the jobs. But when you have no type of order and you have chaos and lawlessness and drugs and all that kind of stuff just in the street rampant, you don't have an environment conducive for economic opportunity to flourish. So you're just going to have more and more and more poverty. Oakland, a lot of that particular part of the country in California, You got a lot of money from the big tech industry. So you got people that have lots and lots and lots of resources. And then you have those who have nothing. And there's not really an in-between. So as a result, poverty is going to increase. The in-between people who may have been middle class at one point are now impoverished. That is not a sustainable way of living. And I think if that persists, it's only going to get worse. And as a result, you're going to see Oakland get much worse. You're going to see San Fran and all these places get much worse. Now, the wealthy will have their money and their walled off gardens, high security, private security. What about regular everyday people? It's going to be rough. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the In-N-Out Burger, the only In-N-Out Burger in Oakland, California, closing their doors due to the rampant crime and violence? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Do you live in Oakland? Do you live in this area of the country? Have you been there? What do you think about it? Is it a great place to live? Would you advise raising children there? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. When I was a kid, I was always told that California was beautiful and it's great. It's just amazing. But now, as I just get older and I see what's happening, you couldn't pay me any kind of money to live there. Not in the cities, at least. Not in Oakland, not in San Fran, not in San Diego. Maybe San Diego, but not really. Definitely not Los Angeles. Now, if I had $1 trillion and I'm Jeff Bezos, it doesn't really matter. I could live in an enclave away from all the regular everyday people, but really, I don't want to be there. It's just too much going on. I can't live as a regular person. I'd rather would be over here where it's nice and safe and relaxed, not this kind of strenuous, high-stress environment called Oakland, California. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.